Market update here on the 5th. I was trying to put a video out yesterday, but I didn't get around to it. And on Tesla, obviously a huge move. And my original thoughts were we were going to come down here to a daily demand between 183 to 188. We broke that. Where did we go to? We went right to basically a little bit past it, but basically the 1.61 fib of this ABC. So I think that this is pretty bullish from here, despite all the bad news and everyone being bearish now. We should be heading up here to the top of this range. This should be ABC. I could see that happening by OPEX or maybe a little bit past OPEX, maybe in the end of March. So I would say we're looking at this gap fill here at 207. We did not actually fill it right here. 207 to 212 would be my target. If we are able to fill that gap, then that could be the top before it comes down here to 150, or it could end up being doing something like this too. It could end up being fading into earnings and then have another move higher like this. You never know. This could have been the bottom as well. So potentially here, and then you could also see this. The max target is 148.79. You could come down here to 162, could be 148. Those are the two paths I see. I don't think there's a very good chance that this is going to go down lower. It's possible it could break the pattern, but still, even if it does that, I'd be looking for a pullback here to at least 191. And you have a gap here at 188. You have a gap here now at 202. So a few gaps to fill, coming to at least 191, but probably 207 short term. Apple, this is in daily demand. I bought some shares today. We'll see how it works out. This did break outside the parallel line, but it hit the 1.61 fib. I'm thinking this is either going to be a second wave or this is going to be, okay, this has potential to be a first wave too. So again, if this is wave 5, this could be the first wave down too. So I don't have that marked on here, but this could end up being this. We could get something like that. It's already broke the parallel line. So that is that's something that would say that it's a 5-wave move. And then you have this right here. Let's just see if this has broken the parallel line yet. This has not. So as of right now, I don't see this as a 5-wave move. This is daily demand, and we are at the below -2 standard deviations. On the daily and the weekly, we're on the outside as well. So I would lean towards this being a second wave here, or an A wave. So if it's an A wave, I would lean towards it being something like this, or probably a second wave in which we're going to do this. Probably more like this. So we'll see what happens with Apple. It's probably going to bounce out of this daily demand zone though. I'd be looking for first target up here at 175 basically. Yeah, we'll see what happens. QQQ, 5-wave move, pretty obvious. I don't think it's finished yet on this 5 waves. Looks to me like it is in a 4th wave now. I think they'll probably hold it up the rest of the day, but maybe not. We are right around the area, the initial balance, where it could come down here lower. If it does, I'd be surprised if it broke 434 today. potentially comes down here and makes the fifth wave right here, and then bounces back up here the rest of the week, that would be a good place to short. Because if you look at this whole structure, get rid of this now. The whole structure on the daily, so in previous videos I said this could be a nested move. It's looking to me like this is actually going to end up being an expanded flat. So we have this move right here. That's probably the fifth wave now. So if that's the fifth wave, we have an expanded flat setting up here. A, B, potentially all the way down here. You got to watch out. March is actually known for a big drop on presidential re-election years. So this might be the big drop. So if that's the case, you're looking at this like something like that. And that would just mean that this is a buy the dip. So we'd probably just do this over the next couple of weeks. And then you just buy a dip. I know I said previously this is the end of the move, and it still could be. Or it could be a fourth wave, and we go higher from there. Or it's an A wave. So A, B, C. Could even do an expanded flat. So there's a lot of different possibilities. Let's focus on the short term though. This is a 5-wave move down. I'm looking at it as a C wave, and I'm looking for it to at least hit it's at least going to hit 431. Maximum hit here down here at 407. So we'll see what happens with that. Tesla, QQQ, Apple, SoFi, I'll do a video later. Bitcoin is falling. I think it's starting a fourth wave too. So if Bitcoin is starting a fourth wave, my target is somewhere down here, probably in the low 50s. We'll see how that goes. I think the third wave probably ended. It made new all-time highs. And I think it's ready to start consolidating down here to the low 50s. Could be wrong on that though. It keeps on extending. We'll see what happens. Dollar. Dollar is down a little bit actually today. But I think the dollar might be setting up for one more move higher. And then that could be the second wave. And then we could start making the third wave down. So that would kind of go along with March being a dip month on re-election years. And we could do something like this. Like that. So again, if you're long stocks right now, you probably don't have anything to worry about. I don't think they're going to crash the market before the election, more than likely, unless they want to trick everybody. But again, I think it's probably going to come after the election if that happens. So I haven't really been following any of their stocks right now. Let me see what I got on here. Obviously, we have Microsoft. Coin should be dipping. It's not really dipping that much. Yesterday, I was in snow. I got out, luckily. I was in at 177.50. I got out at 178.70. I made like $100 on it. But the reason why is what happened today. I saw a corrective bounce right here, and sure enough, it broke right through this demand zone too. So this does not look good at all. Get rid of this. It filled a gap right there. Let's see where this could be headed. So this might be headed all the way down here to 150. That's the next gap. And that does make a lot of sense if you look at the structure of this move. Yeah, I'd be looking for at least the 0.61 fib. That's right around here with 150 right there. Potentially 150 on snow. It could technically go all the way down here to the 1.61 fib, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think 150 is a good target. What else we got here? I haven't looked at alt lately. Let's see what this is doing. So 1087, falling right here. Had a nice move up here. I think this is probably a C wave. Kind of the same thing I was just showing you on snow. So there's a gap right here, I think. Let's see. Yeah, there's a gap at 941. I would be surprised if it didn't fill that gap. So you're looking at 941 on alt. Probably a pretty good buy, though. I think that this is getting ready to take off here soon. Could come lower, but 941, there's a gap. I think this is a fourth wave. And I guess technically that could have been a fifth wave right there too. But I think it's more than likely this is a ending of a fourth wave, and you could see another move higher after that. Potentially all the way up here to 47 if they get a deal, if they get bought out. So that's alt. And let's see what Roku's doing. Roku finally hit this demand zone right here at 61. It bounced immediately, but it did not fill this gap here at 60. Not a very strong stock, though. It's probably going to go lower, to be honest. It looks to me like this is probably a fourth wave. You're probably going to see lower prices on Roku. Let's see. Shop. I own the stock. I'm down on it. It could come all the way down here to 62 bucks. They had pretty good earnings, I think, if I remember correctly. But I think that 62 bucks is the next gap fill. That would be my next spot to add. I'm not really that worried about being down on it. I would add there, and then obviously here at 50 bucks, there's two gaps right here to be filled. Got to watch out with this one though. Hedge your position if you're in it, because it's probably going to come down here to 62 bucks. One more play here. We have BA. Let's just take a look at this real quick. So I had a question about it the other day, and it hit that area I was talking about at 197, and it bounced out of it again. Still doesn't look that strong, but we'll see how it goes. Again, you have this supply zone at 207, and you have this big demand zone here. If you look at the standard deviations on it, you're sitting at the low. So that's kind of why I'm pretty neutral. I mean, it can come down here a little bit farther, but it's pretty much sold off a ton lately. Let's see where the weekly is at. Weekly as well. So weekly and the daily are both ready to go. I think this is your buy spot right here. And from there, it's going to at least bounce. We'll see what happens. It could end up being an extended five-wave move. Or that was the top, and you're looking at this as a second wave. And then you're going to see some like crazy move down. So, looking pretty good overall, and I'm pretty neutral on it, I guess. Mara does not look that good. Probably headed down here again to fill this gap at 1765. Get rid of this. No, actually, I want to see that. So it's probably coming down here to this weekly demand right here. Fill the gap, and then that would be the end of the fourth wave. However, I think that it probably made a five-wave move here. This is kind of a weird 5-wave move, though. Let me see. I think this is a 5-wave move. It's kind of a big 4th wave there, but I think this is like that. It went past this daily demand zone, but if it was a 5-wave move, you're probably looking at a bounce back up here to like 28 bucks, maybe smaller than that, maybe only 26 bucks. And then, I mean, when the market bounces, it will do that. And then after that, you'd be looking at a move down here to 1690. So Mara does not look good, but it's just doing a 4th wave. Again, there's going to be another explosion on these, I think, but it's going to come with the overall market dipping from here. So this is going to dip down here to 17 bucks. And yeah, I wouldn't touch it till then, but then again, it's going to make new highs after that. So I'm going to leave it at that for now. I'll do SoFi here in a bit. That's it for the overall market update. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.